Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I think almost 1.5 weeks back there was an update 1.8.3.0 for the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the left engine had issues with the Airbus A320 Neo after the startup when you used to cut off the APU bleed and turn off the APU. Then the left engine used to shut down. And recently I just turned on my PC and I saw that there is an update 1.9.3.0 which promises that this issue is resolved. So I'm just making this video just to check whether this issue is resolved or not. So let's get back to the checklist and let's see if these issues are gone or not. So let's start the plane from the cold in the dark state and let's see if the left engine still has that issue or not. External power on. Engine generators fault on displayed. Yes. Engine bleed air switches on. Good. APU master switch on. APU start, and we will wait for available to light up over here. Still cannot interact with the seat belts sign and the no smoking sign. It's set to auto and the seat belts is set to on. Okay. Okay, so now the APU is available. APU bleed. This is on. External power off. Fuel pumps beacon on. Okay, so far everything is looking good. Now the main part will come where we will start the engine. So thrust lever is in the idle position even on my Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. Engine mode selector to ignition, check. Engine master 2 on, check. Let's see, and it has started to work. The right engine even used to work before, so nothing to get excited about. I am so much excited. If this issue is resolved, hopefully we're going to enjoy and love flying the Aibus A320 Neo. Okay, so engine 2 is running. Let's start the engine 1 and confirm stabilization. Okay, let's jump out of the cockpit and go for the external view of the plane. Smooth graphics. The quality has improved. Really love it. Just look at this view. Brilliant. Okay. Let's get back into the cockpit and wait for the engines to stabilize, and then I will performing the last two checks. This is cut off the APU bleed and turn off the APU master switch and engine mode selectors to normal from ignition. So only 3 more checks to go and then we are ready to taxi. And if you remember, obviously everybody remembers that. For me, the left engine used to shut down after the APU bleed was cut when I used to give throttle on throttle for the taxi. So, okay, now the engines are now stabilized. So let's open this checklist and APU bleed off. APU master switch off. Engine mode selector to normal. Let's check the engines. Still up and running. Okay. Now let's release the parking brakes. And everything is looking good so far. Landing. Okay. I'll come to this view. Okay. Let's call for the pushback. Ground. Request taxi remain in pattern ground services. Request pushback.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320 requesting pushback. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320
Okay.
pushback request accepted.
Thank you for accepting the pushback request. So here is the tug. I'm just really excited because, you know, though the flying was fun, but still there were some issues with the autopilot as well. So soon I'll be doing another video in which I'll be trying the autopilot and the approach and everything in order to see whether those issues are fixed or not. But this video was really focusing on the left engine. We have to steer to the left because the runway is here. I'll just taxi to this place.
Requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Okay.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Great. Amazing. I had to stop my pushback. Oh, 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 don't tell me. Oh, oh.
Ground Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320 requesting the end of
The push. Oh my God.
Alpha Sierra X-ray 320 request to end pushback received.
I haven't done anything wrong, so please don't blame me for that. Okay, so I cannot just unsee the scene that I was seeing right now. The plane was just jumping up and down. Okay, so let's give throttle for the taxi, and we have go back to clearance, and let's ask for the Heathrow ATIS request taxi, remain in pattern, depart. Okay, ground services. Okay.
Heathrow ground Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320 request taxi for departure to the east with India. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray 320 taxi to an hold short of runway 27 right using taxiway Delta Alpha Echo
27 right. It's on the other way. Anyhow, we're just testing it, so I'm going to ignore this command right now.
Contact tower on 118.70 flight when ready.
No, I will not contact because you guys will not be happy. So I'll just taxi out like this. Because, you know, before starting the flight, I did not select the departure runway. I just only selected the gate. So the left engine is still up and running. I think this issue is resolved. And according to the latest patch update 1.9.3.0, the braking issue during the taxi is also solved.
Emirates for taxi to and hold short of runway 27 left using taxiway Golf Foxtrot Bravo Lima 28 November 1 November 1 Bravo. Contact tower on ONE 24.475 when ready.
Okay, so the braking is working well. And let's check the maneuver. For A320, the maneuvers during the taxi were all right. But for 787, it was difficult. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's good. There are still those jerks in the graphics. You can, I think, see the trees. Oops. Anyhow, we're just testing. Nothing to be scared about. There's nothing real about it. Though this Microsoft Flight Simulator is really real. Really real. Yes, it is. That's why. But I'm just checking for the left engine because many people have been concerned about it. And you know, the first thing that comes to your mind, I've been reading some articles and some comments from different users. One of the users, he was really sensible, and he just commented that, you know, though there are issues, but still, you know, it's fun to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you ignore all these issues, it's fun. And I totally agree with those comments. But the main issue is this, that if you are not an expert in flight simulators and you are somebody really new to the flight simulators, you start to think that maybe you have done something wrong, and it takes hours to fix that issue. So that's the problem. The problem is not that, you know, the left engine is working or not. So I hope you can agree with me, because there were many people who were actual newbies, and they were trying the flight simulator for the first time. They didn't know the workaround, they didn't know the fix, and maybe they just kept on thinking maybe they're doing something wrong. They kept on doing it again and again and again and again, and that was an issue. So otherwise, it's fun. I never said Microsoft Flight Simulator is never fun. I've really enjoyed it, but the issues, I just made those videos just to let. So let's take off and see if the left engine fails or not. If it's still up and running, and you can see the left engine is up and running. One more thing, the plane used to get up itself, the takeoff itself. And again, we oh, that was a close call. So again, the plane just took off the runway itself. Thank you. At least I'm not terminated from my job. Nobody can terminate me from my job, you know. It's a flight simulator. I can fly the plane. Okay. So that was the point. So many people had issues, and they were worried when they searched over the internet and they saw that there are many other people who are actually complaining about the issue. Then they were fine. So that was the only discomfort that was faced by the Microsoft Flight Simulator users. Otherwise, I just love the simulator. It's really nice, and the issues are there, obviously. Everybody was waiting for the flight simulator. It's now here. You can fly the planes, you can enjoy the sceneries, you can do different things, but still, if you cannot do a perfect landing, it's kind of a depressing thing. I don't want to show you my log. I'm flying manually. So the graphics are good. You can see there was some jerks in the beginning, but now I think it's running smooth. Maybe those jerks were there because of the screen capturing software I'm using, but still, I'm using RTX 2080 i7 processor. Maybe I'm thinking of upgrading to i9. So if any of you is using the same combination as RTX 2080 and i9, do let me know what kind of performance you get. I'm flying at a very low altitude because we were just sightseeing and discussing. Okay. So now the plane is climbing. Everything is looking good. Let's get back into the cockpit and see if the left engine is still running or not. Bravo. The left engine is working, so this issue is now solved. Thank you very much for staying with me. If you have got more questions, do let me know in the comment section. If you've got any comments, do comment. I try to give answers to all the questions and comment on the comments in due course of time. But if I'm kind of late, please excuse me for that, because I have to go to my office, 9 to 5 job. Then once I'm free, I try to respond. But I definitely respond to all the questions and to all the queries. If you're watching this video for the first time, if you're on my channel for the first time, the plane is accelerating itself. Okay, do subscribe to my channel and hope to see you soon. Take very good care of yourself.